deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
Could it be true? Is Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton, Illinois, secretly working for local gangs? Rumors have been swirling that this so-called super mayor has a much darker side. Today, we're diving deep into the scandal that's rocking a small town to its core. From allegations of collusion with criminal networks to accusations of blatant corruption, we're breaking down everything you need to know about Tiffany Henyard's alleged ties to organized crime. Buckle up, because this is a wild ride you don't want to miss.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
First things first, let's talk about the most recent bombshell that set tongues wagging new evidence allegedly linking Henyard to local traffickers. Yes, you heard that right. The FBI has reportedly uncovered information suggesting that Henyard has been in cahoots with some of the most dangerous criminals in the area. Now, why would a mayor be involved with gangs? The answer might just shock you. It appears Henyard has been systematically dismantling the police force in Dolton, leaving the streets vulnerable and crime rates soaring. And many are now wondering, was this a calculated move to aid her supposed criminal allies?
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's supervisor.
To understand how we got here, let's rewind a bit. Tiffany Henyard's journey from a local politician to a figure shrouded in controversy began long before she was elected mayor in 2021. In fact, her criminal record dates back to 2016, when she was arrested for attempting to steal a car. Yep, the woman who now runs Dolton once tried to jack a vehicle. It's not hard to see how some might think that her past behavior was a sign of things to come. As recently as last year, Henyard reportedly hired 2 gangsters to intimidate her critics, one of them being a former trustee whose home was riddled with bullets in a drive-by shooting.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
The question on everyone's mind is simple: is Henyard merely incompetent, or is she deliberately causing chaos to benefit herself and her alleged partners in crime? Let's break it down. Over the past 2 years, Henyard has faced a slew of accusations that she's essentially turned Dolton into her own personal fiefdom. Critics claim that she's been siphoning off taxpayer money to fund a lavish lifestyle, including high-end dining, first-class travel, and even billboards featuring her face across the town.
Mayor Henyard is in a situation where she feels like she's under attack.
But it doesn't stop there. Henyard has also been accused of using public funds to support a charity under her name, a charity, mind you, that has failed to file any financial disclosures, raising even more questions about where the money is really going. According to various sources, Henyard's administration has spent tens of thousands of dollars on questionable expenses.
I think you should pay everybody. Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for.
And while the mayor herself has remained tight-lipped about these accusations, one thing is clear: the town's finances are in shambles. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, hired to investigate Dolton's financial mess, recently revealed that the village's general fund has plunged from a surplus of over $5 million to a staggering deficit of $3.65 million.
Sometimes we get invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions. And so it's not about clickbait, it's about just making sure the right thing is.
Lightfoot pointed out that some of this debt could be linked directly to Henyard's extravagant spending habits, which include thousands spent on Amazon in a single day. It's no wonder residents are up in arms, demanding answers. But it's not just about the money. Many residents believe there's a more sinister plot at play. A growing number of Dolton locals are convinced that Henyard's actions aren't merely the result of bad governance, but a deliberate attempt to dismantle the local law enforcement to serve her criminal interests. And they might be onto something. Shortly after taking office, Henyard instituted a controversial police security detail for herself, diverting officers away from patrolling the streets and into her own personal entourage. This move didn't just stretch the police force, then it also left critical parts of the town vulnerable to crime. As a result, the number of violent incidents in Dolton has reportedly skyrocketed, leading some to speculate that this was Henyard's plan all along. Could she have been trying to create chaos and fear in order to tighten her grip on power? And it's not just her political enemies who are speaking out. Former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins has gone on record stating that Henyard's security detail took officers away from crime-fighting duties, leaving the town exposed. Collins, who was fired by Henyard, believes the mayor was using the police force for her own personal protection rather than for the safety of Dolton's residents.
We needed those officers to be on the street fighting crime. And instead, we have several officers that are riding around protecting the mayor.
This claim is backed up by other former employees who allege that Henyard would routinely use her position to retaliate against anyone who dared to oppose her. One former assistant, now a township trustee, recently blew the whistle on what she describes as Henyard's unethical and predatory behavior. According to her, Henyard manipulated employees, vendors, and residents, all while projecting a false image of success. And let's not forget the most explosive allegation of all the hiring of 2 gang members to carry out a drive-by shooting at a political rival's home. Yes, you heard that right. A former trustee, who was a vocal critic of Henyard, has claimed that her home was targeted in a shooting ordered by the mayor herself. The attack, which left the house riddled with bullets, has only fueled suspicions that Henyard is more than just a corrupt politician. She might actually be a criminal mastermind. And if these allegations are true, then Henyard's actions go beyond mere corruption. They amount to a deliberate and dangerous abuse of power. So why would Henyard want to destroy the local police force? The theory goes that by crippling law enforcement, Henyard has made it easier for criminal enterprises to operate freely in Dolton. And in return, these criminals provide support to Henyard, either through campaign contributions or other, more covert means. It's a classic quid pro quo scenario, with Henyard allegedly trading public safety for personal gain.
I'm sure you guys had an awesome time on the backs of taxpayers, but what do we gain from any of these trips? We gain nothing.
And the evidence seems to be piling up. Not only has she been accused of diverting police resources for her own use, but she's also reportedly meddled in personnel decisions, firing officers and replacing them with those more loyal to her. One cannot overlook how Henyard has been described as a dictator by some of her most vocal critics. She's been accused of mocking and belittling employees, firing those who disagree with her, and generally ruling with an iron fist. Trustees have complained that Henyard refuses to answer questions about her spending and often makes decisions without consulting the board. And if all that wasn't enough, she's also been accused of using a DJ to intimidate her critics during public meetings, reportedly blasting Rihanna's "Better Have My Money" at one such event. This bizarre behavior only adds to the growing list of complaints against her. It seems every day brings new accusations against Henyard, from embezzlement to bullying, from misusing public funds to fostering a climate of fear among her employees and constituents.
The manpower was just very stressed and critical, to the point of almost breaking.
She's even been called out for her alleged ties to Louis Lacey, the former deputy police chief of Dolton, who was indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges. Lacey, a close ally of Henyard, is said to have misused his position for personal gain, further fueling rumors of a corrupt cabal operating at the highest levels of Dolton's government. As if things couldn't get worse, Henyard's legal troubles continue to mount. Federal subpoenas have been served on the village, demanding records related to Henyard's various dealings. It's clear the FBI is taking these allegations seriously, and with every passing day, more evidence seems to emerge that could spell disaster for Henyard.
So that's one of the reasons I vote no when we go through our board packets. It's like, some of this stuff, it's like you don't know exactly what it's for, and then when you ask a question, there's no answer.
The mayor, however, remains defiant, insisting that she's the victim of a smear campaign. She's called her critics haters and has dismissed the numerous investigations into her conduct as politically motivated attacks. But with so many allegations stacking up against her, it's hard to see how Henyard can continue to deny the growing mountain of evidence. And if you thought things couldn't get any more dramatic, let's not forget the reaction from the public. Fans and critics alike have taken to social media to voice their opinions, and the comments have been anything but flattering. One commenter didn't hold back, saying, "She's used to taking things that don't belong to her. How she was ever voted in with her past is beyond me. As recent as 2016, she was breaking into cars. It's just another day for her. Typical criminal, answer for everything," while pointing the finger at others. This sentiment seems to echo the feelings of many Dolton residents who are fed up with Henyard's antics. Another commenter took things a step further, stating, "I know this clinical word is tossed around a lot, but she fits it so well. Tiffany is a narcissist." This comment seems to reflect a growing frustration with Henyard's behavior, particularly her perceived arrogance and unwillingness to take responsibility for her actions. It's clear that the public is not buying Henyard's excuses, and the pressure is mounting for her to step down. So, what's next for Tiffany Henyard? With the FBI breathing down her neck, a mountain of debt, and an entire town seemingly against her, it's hard to imagine how she can continue to hold onto power. Will she finally face justice for her alleged crimes? Or will she somehow manage to cling to her position? One thing is certain: the residents of Dolton are demanding answers, and they won't rest until they get them. As we wrap up, we leave you with these questions. Do you think Henyard will be able to wriggle her way out of these allegations? Or is this the end of the road for Dolton's controversial mayor? And what does this mean for the future of Dolton itself? Will the town ever recover from the damage allegedly done by its mayor? Or is it destined to remain in chaos? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more explosive content. Until next time, stay tuned and stay curious.